Welcome to Real America's Pop Culture with your host, Adrian Gray.
Tonight on Real America's Pop Culture, we're breaking down the stories, the biggest ones in politics, pop culture, and everything in between. From Hollywood headlines to DC drama, we've got the stories that matter most to patriots like you. And of course, the latest on President Trump. All this and more coming up right now on Real America's Pop Culture.
Rev family, it's time for Real America's Pop Culture.
Are you ready?
We're taking you places Hollywood would never go.
Let's make pop culture interesting again.
This is where Hollywood meets the heartland. Big name stars, real conversations, and no compromise.
I actually don't know anyone who's happy and has children.
That's simply not true.
We're talking to everyone, left, right,
And everyone in between.
We're taking you behind the scenes to show you real pop culture.
My way.
Big names, bold takes,
And zero filter.
Real America's Pop Culture with your host, Adrian Gray, starts right now.
This is Real America's Pop Culture. Welcome to Real America's Pop Culture. I'm your host, Adrian Gray, and first up, Gina Carano wins big against Disney. Dean Cain joins ICE, Jimmy Kimmel slams woke Dems, Instagram launches maps, and sororities prove that patriotism is cool again. All that and more. Joining me this week, I have political commentator Liz Beneshu. So let's get right into it and see what's poppin'.
This is what's poppin'.
All right, Liz, welcome to the show. I want to get right into it, and we'll start with our first story about Gina Carano. So she's officially settled her lawsuit against Disney and Lucasfilm after claiming she was fired from The Mandalorian in 2021 for her right-wing social media posts. The star argued she was targeted for her political beliefs, sparking a years-long free speech battle. Rob Schneider celebrated the win, saying woke is dead. And details of the settlement haven't been made public, but supporters are calling it a major victory. So Liz, I want to get into this. So 2021 to me was also part of the PTSD years. It's very foggy for me, and it was like a wild ride. And I can't believe it's gone on this long. So I feel like she was kind of the first outlaw in Hollywood. I know you're out there in California, but what are your thoughts on this?
There are so many people in Hollywood who reach out to me, like my posts, and they all want to kind of come out and speak their truth when it comes to, their right-wing views, which in Hollywood is just so extreme. And now I think Gina Carano has kind of opened up that floodgate. I think you're going to see a lot more celebrities who are now open and out about who they really are. I think this is an amazing thing for Hollywood. Again, so many people in Hollywood they really want to say how they truly feel, and they felt so stifled by the industry and by the woke agenda to kind of just go with, the status quo of, well, you have to be a leftist, you have to believe that there are 55 genders, and this is great for everyone in Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, it still baffles me how this happened in a movie called Star Wars The Mandalorian. I mean, I don't know how we got there, but anyway, I digress. Let's move on to Jimmy Kimmel, because he's making waves, and not the kind his fan base will love. On a podcast with Sarah Silverman, the late-night host slammed repulsive woke Democrats, calling the far left going too far. And it's a rare moment, when Hollywood eats its own. I love it. And his audience isn't going to like it, though. And so let's go ahead and take a look at this clip.
It's not the party. It's not the majority. It's the loud voices that scare people from saying what they believe and make you think twice about a joke or whatever, these things. And, a lot of their points are valid, but a lot of them are also just repulsive. And I mean, they repel people from, they go like, oh, you're no fun. I don't want to be around you. And I think that if you had to boil it down to one thing, that's kind of what it is. It's like, oh, you're no fun. I don't want to be part of your group.
Wow, so this is crazy to me, and I think it's more insane because you had President Trump go out and talk about a bunch of the statistics of the late night hosts, and Colbert, who's been canceled, his ratings were better than some of these others. So my question to you is, does Jimmy Kimmel see the writing on the wall? Is he starting to say, ooh, I might get canceled here? What's going on? Because this is clearly not his normal shtick.
No, I think Jimmy Kimmel is seeing what happened with Colbert. He's seeing what happened with Howard Stern. He's seeing what's probably going to happen with The View. And he is trying to save face. He wants to really make sure that he is not out of a job. He's seeing the way America is now shifting, especially after, the Sydney Sweeney ad, and seeing how the sales skyrocketed for American Eagle. He's seeing how the ratings went up when Gutfeld was on, it was on his show, right?
Very good point.
Yeah, he's really trying to save face.
Yeah, I agree. And the Gutfeld thing, too, I saw that the other day, and I was like, well, they're trying to do something here. I guess they're old friends, but we'll see. But moving on to another movie hero star, I want to talk about Dean Cain. So he's obviously best known as TV Superman. He's just announced that he's joining ICE. Let's take a look.
So now I've spoken with some officials over at ICE, and I will be sworn in as an ICE agent ASAP. So they'll have 80,001 recruits for their 10,000 positions.
Well, they can't have a better guy than Dean Cain. Are you going to be hopping out of ICE fans and apprehending guys?
I will do whatever Director Lyons wants me to do. If that's what it takes, absolutely. I somehow doubt I'll be in that position, but I would be there in a heartbeat. These brave men and women need someone to stand up for them. So rarely, these days are we seeing that. Someone like Daniel Penny stands up, he gets vilified. Dan Bongino steps up, gives up $5 million a year, and goes and takes his position at the FBI. This is the kind of thing where people have to step up. I'm stepping up. Hopefully, a whole bunch of other former officers, former ICE agents will step up, and we'll meet those recruitment goals immediately, and we'll help protect this country.
All right, so he says he'll be sworn in ASAP, and he's urging other Americans to serve their country as well. This move comes days after DHS Secretary Kristi Noem called on citizens to get involved. So Cain's decision is already making waves in Hollywood and politics. I want to say, obviously, I love this. Like, he's getting ready to save America, very on brand for him. This is very MAGA coded. But what are your thoughts on this and him coming forward saying that he's joining ICE?
Again, I think it's just the shift that we're now seeing in Hollywood and America. I think people really want to take America back. We have seen it be destroyed for the past 4 years. Living in Los Angeles, growing up there, I've seen it get so bad. It used to be a wonderful, amazing place, and now it's crime-ridden. It's very difficult to be around, and we are sick of it. So I think this is another great move for Hollywood. I think it's going to bring more people out and be less afraid to be their own superheroes or America's superheroes.
Absolutely. I couldn't have even written this script. It's so good, but here we are. So let's move on to something a little bit more weird. All right, so Instagram just launched a new feature called Instagram Maps, and I know you've seen this. So it lets users share their location in real time with friends. It's turned off by default, but it lets you hide your location from certain people or places. Meta says it's meant to help connect friends, but privacy advocates obviously are sounding the alarm. To me, this is creepy, weird, and I don't find it necessary, but I want to know, their intention may be to connect people, take them off the apps and put them in real life, like I get that, but I feel like this is odd. How are your feelings about this, and is your location turned on?
You know what? I haven't even seen it on my thing yet, so I would not have my location on. My thoughts on this is I actually think it's more about branding. I think it's going to be more to target people in terms of like sales and stuff. So if they see that they're going to specific restaurants, going near specific stores, that's what I really think it's going to be used for. I also think it's just very creepy in general. Like I have my Find My Friends just so people kind of know where I am for safety reasons on my iPhone. I probably shouldn't, but I think Instagram, I think it's completely unnecessary.
Yeah. Let's move on to another unnecessary story, because I keep getting flack for talking about Bill Maher on my show, but you guys, he's literally red pilling every week. So until he comes out full MAGA, I'm going to keep covering, because honestly, I'm liking what he's saying. So on Real Time with Bill Maher, Stephen Smith reacted to a poll showing that 0% of black voters would support Pete Buttigieg. So Bill Maher was stunned by the numbers, but Stephen Smith gave a blunt explanation. He argued that he has failed to connect with black communities, and the moment has since gone viral. So I really want you to take a look at this clip.
Black voters, 0. 0. You don't usually see 0 anywhere. 0's low.
For who? What is this?
for Buttigieg. Explain that. I mean, why do black voters have this? I mean, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's under-indexing a little bit with the black voters, yeah.
A little. What is that all about?
He doesn't move us. I respect the man. I've interviewed him before. Very nice man, highly intelligent. But you gotta be able to move us, bro. He doesn't move us. Well, you can speculate as to why that is. I'm not going there. He doesn't move us.
All right, so he's not moving them. I get it. Maybe perhaps our Pete would move him, Pete Hegseth. But so again, I feel like Bill Maher's coming out party is just around the corner. Perhaps 6 months, we're going to have a full MAGA party. But what are your thoughts on this and, the whole idea that he's not moving people?
I think a lot of people think of the black community in a certain way, and I think it's the way that, Hollywood has kind of been portraying them for the past several years. But a lot of people don't realize that the majority of the black community, they're churchgoers, they're family people. They're not really going to resonate with, man, I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but it's just not really going to resonate with them. And I think that that's kind of going to be his big downfall.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think that's the main reason as well. But I wanted to thank you for coming on. Stick with us because you're going to be with us in the group chat. And so we'll be right back. We're going to be moving on to the brief. So we'll get to the core of some hot topics and you won't want to miss it. So we'll be right back.